By now it should be no secret to you guys that I like anime. I have a fairly large My Anime list on myanimelist.com. Not as I've seen larger lists, but mine's a fair size. And even when I was in high school, I was actually the president of my high school's anime club. I'll go on and on about how I like shows like Code Geass, Hellsing Ultimate, stuff like that. But I have a confession to make. Even after all my time in the anime community and talking about anime and watching anime, going to different conventions, I have not watched Fullmetal Alchemist. And here's why. But before we get into that, what was Fullmetal Alchemist? Fullmetal Alchemist was a manga that became an anime, and I believe currently sits at the most popular show on my anime list, which is generally used as a method to gauge an audience for a show in the overseas market, in the Western market, or at least in the Western community of anime fans. And we're talking about me, who became a president of a high school anime club. I never took the time to watch Fullmetal Alchemist. I certainly had a lot of club members that loved Fullmetal Alchemist, but I never did. I never watched it, at least. The reason is very simple. I don't know which one to watch. For those of you who don't know, there are two Fullmetal Alchemist shows, Fullmetal Alchemist and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I believe Fullmetal Alchemist, the show, was coming on at the same time the manga was running. Because of that, it sort of had to bring in a lot of filler to pace itself with the manga, and ultimately come up with a different ending than the manga had. As a result, Fullmetal Alchemist, the series, has a lot of episodes. I'm typically the type of person who's uncomfortable with watching anything longer than 25-ish episodes. That's just how I am. I don't want to watch really long shows, I'm sorry. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, though, was created after the manga was finished, and it more reliably adapted the story of Fullmetal Alchemist. It's also at a much more manageable episode number. Yeah, I just looked into it, it has 64 episodes. That is not a much more manageable episode number. However, it's also only 2% filler, which, for me personally, I enjoy shows that have a lot less filler, and frankly, I think I would be able to stand 64 episodes knowing that there really isn't any filler in the show. So ignore the whole episode point here, but I'm replacing that with the point that there is, by proportion, much less filler in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. So okay, the answer might be simple. Radix, just go watch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood and just stop whining. Well, it's not that simple, is it? Because once you watch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, you can never watch Full Alchemist. You might be saying, Radix, that's stupid. Of course you can go back and see it. But will you enjoy it, though? Once you know how the story goes, once you've watched something that's more tightly packed, like Brotherhood, you're not going to be able to go back to watch Fullmetal Alchemist OG and experience it as the creators, I guess, intended you to experience it. Now, what are you missing out on Fullmetal Alchemist if you only watch Brotherhood? You're missing out on a lot of filler, but if you want to participate in the community, they're going to be talking about stuff that happened in that filler. What's worse, what if you really love Brotherhood and wish there was more Fullmetal Alchemist to watch? Well, then you should watch the first one, but like I just said, there's no point in watching the first one because you know everything. And it's not going to be the same experience people got when they first watched the original series before Brotherhood. So this all results in me having this sort of, isn't there a phrase like paralysis of choice where you have too much options and you just don't know which one to choose, so you just don't choose anything? That's where I'm at with Fullmetal Alchemist at this point in my life. Despite being big into anime, having been an anime club president, which is something I'm not proud of, despite all that, I have not watched what's generally considered to be one of the most popular anime in the Western and even in Japan in the entire anime community. I know this can't just be a my experience. I know some other people have similar experiences with that, so please let me hear about your experiences with Fullmetal Alchemist. And do you have the paralysis of choice too? Because I don't want to be alone on this. And that's just my thoughts on the paralysis of choice with Fullmetal Alchemist. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a video for the Mia Mathema 2 Film Festival. And have a great day, ladies and gentlemen.